Here's one that I thought was interesting, right? I always find it interesting that why are, why are these, a lot of the conversations, okay, are run by single women, right? Just that when women give advice to other women, they're single. When women, when they give advice for relationships, these women are single. When women do a lot of things, they're essentially single. So this is why I want to talk about this one.
My dating events are not just for single people in New York City. You kind of have to be a very intentional dater. I've hosted 10 events this last year, and I've realized that men and women are very different when it comes to intentional dating. I obviously can't speak for men, but as a woman, here's what I've noticed. My events are not free. And not that it should matter, but I don't really make money off of this. I'm paying a lot to venues, I pay a lot in website domain fees, maintenance, Type 4 memberships. There's a lot of money that's going out. My events have been priced between $24 and $160, with the average ticket cost across all my events landing around $70 to $80. And I've had over 200 women pay that cost, sometimes even that hefty cost of $160. Coming to a dating event is kind of the equivalent of paying on a first date. So you have these women who have probably been societally taught to not pay for a first date, paying for their first date. Now, if you're going to fight me on that rule, just ask yourself, if you're a man and you were to have a son, are you going to teach him to go 50-50 on a first date? Yeah. At my dating events, I've had women pay and invest their dollar because they feel that it's worth it to them to invest and take charge in their dating life. Of course, just as a man does, you can always go out to the bars, you can go out to the park, you can talk to people in real life, you can meet people for free. And I'll even add that for women, we have that added perk of going on first dates with men and getting a comped meal or comped drinks. But the thing is, when you get to a certain point in your adulthood, especially if you're a woman who has education, her finances in order, community, and agency over her life, you cannot dangle this idea of free meals over her and think she will accept that as the only method of dating. That's like shaking a bag of cat treats in my face and expecting me to run over as if I'm some domestic helpless kitty. If you're a single man, you'd rather go out to the bars to hit on women, flirt with them, take them home, take them on a date, etc. That is up to you. I am not trying to take business away from the bars. If you're a single man and you want to meet women who are intentional, who are so down to be in a room full of intentional singles that they would pay for a first date experience out of their own pocket, that's the kind of people that I'm trying to curate here. Anyways, I hope you'll join me for my 11th, 12th.
I always think it's funny that perpetually single women are trying to make money off of other single women. I think it's funny. I really do. This woman is single. She has no success to her story. She has no success to her story, and yet she's creating these single events to do what? Even you, right? Who is like who are organizing these events, don't benefit from it. Don't have any success from it. You don't have success. You don't have a success story. So how can I trust something that you're organizing? That's why I found it funny.
Here's what you're gonna do if you're currently sad about being single. I'm also single, I'm 27, and I'm living in New York City, and somehow I've managed to get to a place where I feel very neutral about this. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I feel amazing, but neutral. The first thing you need to do is get very clear on what you are sad about. Because I don't even know you, and I'm willing to bet that you're sad about not dating your perfect person, and not because you're actually single. Because let's be real here, if the problem was really just about being single, I think the desperation would wreak so much that you would actually be in a relationship. That's my hot take. The second thing you're gonna do is you're not gonna let the way you feel about your singlehood dictate, motivate, or inspire you to live your life in a certain way. I'm going on a solo date in New York City not because I need to build in a self-love day or learn to be by myself. I'm just outside living my life because I don't know when I will have this opportunity. The point is, you don't have to get to a place where you're feeling happy or sad about being single, but just know that this is a unique phase in your life that you might never ever get again. Here's what you're gonna do.
And this is the thing where, what can I learn from this kind of woman? Nothing. What can you learn from a woman that's, no better than you? And again, like, I love what Evil Eddie said, right? Perfect person, there's your problem. Find someone you can tolerate. I agree. You don't need someone that's perfect, right? You don't need a perfect person. You need someone that, you know what? You enjoy spending with, right? You can tolerate, you can, spend your time with. You don't need to change them, right? Their flaws are acceptable. But a lot of these women, what's special about you that you can do anything for me? I tolerate, that's good enough, right? I agree.
Modern dating culture is so judgmental and lacks compassion, so I brought together 20 single women and 20 single men on 2 Wednesday nights in New York City to my 2-part dating event called Based on a Second Chance. 40 New Yorkers were asked to return for a second date the following week to give one another a second chance before making any judgments and before exchanging any kind of contact information with one another. On date 1, each person went on 20 first dates that lasted 5 minutes each. The dates were encouraged to stay seated or move to the bar to enjoy food and drinks together. At 11 p.m., I sent everyone home promptly and no form of contact was exchanged. My favorite part was that we all said, "See you next Wednesday" on our way out. Exactly 1 week after their first date, we had 35 New Yorkers return for their second chances with one another. Date 2 was a group date. We encouraged people to be very bold and make their intentions very clear despite being on a group date. I just personally think it's important to see people in the context of a larger social group, and I think that's exactly what happened. At the very end of the second date, we asked each person to write down their top person. I played matchmaker, and Based on Second Chance resulted in at least 8 matches at the end. It's interesting because on the first date, a couple of our singles told me that their type was not in the crowd. But tell me why, despite that, at the end of our second date, we had probably more than 8 matches. And I also ran into a couple grabbing ice cream after our second event. What do you think? Would you attend? Would you wait to base your judgments on someone after a second chance? Let me know what city you'd want me to bring this to next. Modern
Like, okay, I find that a waste of money. I find that a waste of money, and how she's restricting people from continuing it, right? Like exchanging phone numbers and actually talking more. Yeah, it's like she's grifting, right? She's grifting. No, you have to come back to the event, right? You have to come back to the event you have to pay more, right? You have to pay more to see if there's something happens. You are fucking grifting. And a group date sounds like an orgy. Like seriously, a group date? How are you getting to know people really well like that? I'm sorry. It's like you might as well go on a date in the movie theaters where you don't even talk to each other. Yeah. I mean, if it happens, great for her. I just find things like this, what a waste. But I don't know.
So I was in love with a man who was ashamed of me. Let's unpack that. Now, I was so in love with this man. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. We were inseparable. Wherever he was, I was. Wherever I was, he was. We was on the phone all the time, talking about any and everything. I thought he was my person. I will also...
I heard the first few seconds of it, and that's why I wanted to react to this. She was in love with a man that was ashamed of her. Again, no difference than women attracted to the players, the bad boys, the Tyrones, the Chads, the men that abuse, that lie, that cheat. You think women want good men? No. They want toxicity. They want chaos.
I like to believe that there was a small part of him that thought the same thing. Now, when we were younger, we were very discreet. Nobody really knew what we had going on. People who knew, they knew, and those who didn't, they had no clue. We were never public. We never acted like we were dating. We never even talked about being boyfriend, girlfriend. I used to just think it was some little fun game we were playing. The whole time, all of that discretion was because he didn't want to be seen with me, because he was embarrassed. And the way I found this out was so hurtful. One day I was walking home from school and he was outside playing basketball. One of his friends saw me and said, "Hey man, there go your girl." He looked at his friend with such rage and was like, "Stop fucking playing."
I would see that. I think he would just, why he would do it, probably a lay. Again, a lot of men, I'll hold men accountable for this. A lot of men will deal with a woman just for sex. He will deal with women just for sex or the validation, right? Because if she's desiring him, she's in love with him, he wants him and he can deal with that. I don't agree with that. I think that's, I think that's really low, because stop dealing with women you don't want, right? Don't deal with women you don't want.
He wasn't aware that I heard what he said. His friend was like, "Man, if you like her, it's okay. You don't have to be embarrassed." He like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like that girl." He was right about one thing. He didn't like me. He loved me. And he was embarrassed that he loved me. I shed a little tear as I continued to walk home. And I never told him I heard that conversation. But it was that day I understood. This man is embarrassed. He doesn't want anybody to know that he likes me or that he's involved with me at all. Whenever we were alone, he would act one way. When we were in front of people we knew, he would act a totally different way. Whenever he would see other men take interest in me,
Oh my God. I 100% believe that. Okay. This is the problem where we constantly say men are superficial. Men are superficial. Men only care about looks. But here's that thing. Okay. Women, see, like this man's behavior is shit. Right. This man's personality is shit. And yet she's still with him. She's still with him. Again, women are superficial. Right. Love men on looks, height, charm, wealth, not on personality. Because again, a man that's ashamed of you, that's a shitty personality.
particularly his friends, he would have to fight to act like he didn't care. At one point, he got involved with a girl that I knew. And this girl knew that he had something going on with me. But in order to overcompensate and pretend like he didn't, he would talk about me in such a vulgar way. How disgusting I was, how ugly I was. It was now beyond like, hey, I don't like her. Now it was, she's ugly. I said, oh, okay. I confronted him and asked him if what he said was true. He said, yeah, I did say those things. After that day, I didn't talk to him anymore for years. Because I knew I deserved better than that. Even as a friend. And anybody who loves you is not gonna do that. And it was a really weird feeling to watch somebody you loved so much become a bully. More specifically, a bully to you. And as I walked away from him that day, all the memories of us began to flash through my mind. Every love letter, every conversation, every kiss, every hug, every moment he walked me home. I questioned if any of it was ever real. I questioned if the version of him he showed me was even real, or if he was just faking. But some of those kisses seemed just too real to be fake. I made peace with his shame, and his pride overcompensated for his guilt. We didn't talk for years. And somehow we got back in contact, and it was like a love roller coaster all over again. We couldn't help that we loved each other. But this man, after all those years, was still ashamed of me. Maybe not as ashamed as he was before, but still ashamed nonetheless. His friends would make fun of him for liking me.
Oh, I agree. They make up. You know, this is the thing. The chemistry thing, it's just fucking toxicity. It's just toxicity. It's the chemistry shit is that this man knows how to manipulate my emotions. That is it. That is chemistry, right? He knows how to manipulate your emotions. That is chemistry.
Make fun of him for hanging out with me. And I know deep down inside that did something to him.
Yes, alpha widow. I agree.
Because he cared about what other men thought about him. More specifically, the men he wanted to admire him. He would confess and tell me all the things that his friends would say. And the irony of all this, those men who were talking about me in such a way, they wanted me. Yeah, they liked me too. But when they were talking to him, they also would act like I was ugly and disgusting. So,
do they want you or do they want to fuck you? So this is a problem with so many women. The ego on her. They wanted you, but they talk bad about you. They don't fucking want you. They want to fuck you. That's what they want. They want to have sex with you, but they don't want you. No man, right? No man that actually wants a woman, he talks shit about her. No. He only views her as an object. That's how they want you. Wake up. Okay? This is where me holding men accountable, waking up, women need to wake up from it. A man that actually wants you, right? Wants you in a way that, oh, I want this girl to be mine. I want a relationship with her. I want her I want to be in a relationship with her. I want her to be a part of my future. He's not going to fucking talk shit about you. No. He just wants to fuck you. That is it. He just wants to have sex with you. Wake up.
overcompensate for the fact that they were actually attracted to me. He never knew that some of his friends were in my DMs, and I never told him because
he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care because he knows his friends in your DM just want to have sex with you. Again, if those men are saying shit about you, and yet in your DMs, they don't want you. Right? Truly want you. As a girlfriend, no, they just want to have fuck you. They just want to have sex with you. That is it.
I wanted to see if after all these years he had learned anything. Unfortunately, he didn't. He still hated himself. And he was still so desperately trying to impress men that wanted the same thing he was trying to pretend that he hated. Even though the men that he was fronting to wanted what he wanted. Eventually, he
wanted to have sex with what he had sex with. That is it. You are someone that he would have passed around. Wake up. This is the shit where, this is why I said, where's the wisdom? Where's the wisdom in this? None whatsoever. Again, you know what? If women actually gain wisdom, right? There are women that do, right? I would never say all women, okay? I do not say all women, but there is a good chunk of women, if not majority of women, if you actually gain wisdom, right? If you actually gain wisdom, you will wake up from it. What type of man that wants you, like, oh, I want this girl to be my girlfriend. I want to commit to this world. I want to commit to this girl. I want to make this girl my world. But also fucking say shit about you. Say heinous shit about you. What kind of man does that? The man that does that is the man that just wants to have sex with you. Right? That is it. He doesn't want you. He just wants to have sex with you. That is it. So you didn't gain wisdom. You didn't gain wisdom.
Started dating other women, and he would always go for a certain type of woman, and he was always overcompensating. I used to watch how he moved in the world and just say, that man got so much trauma. Everything.
And she's still, we're right? We are right. The alpha widow, she's still looking at him. She's still like watching him, stalking him. She's still stalking him, right? Oh, watching what he's doing around the world. Why the hell do you care? I thought you don't want this man anymore. Yet you're still stalking him. Ain't that something?
He did was rooted in trauma. It was driving everything he did or did not do. And I began to think to myself, was this really love, or were we just trauma bonded? I really did genuinely love him, but that couldn't have been it. We believed in each other's dreams. He supported me, I supported him. He was invested in me just as much as I was invested in him, but only privately, and only when it made him look good. Eventually, I had to walk away from him again for the same reason I walked away the first time, because I had to wake up and realize that love is not accompanied with shame. Someone who loves you is not going to be ashamed of you in any capacity. And if he really loved me, he would have had some humility. And he wouldn't have allowed anybody to make him feel bad for the feelings he had for me. And baby, I ain't nobody's secret. I'm a star, and I always have been. And he was a star too, which is why I liked him so much. He chose to put his fire out to blend in with logs. But he did stick with me for a long time. But it also motivated me and reminded me to never settle. I don't care how much you love somebody. So I was in love with...
It's the ego. It's the ego for me. And I believe because women are so egotistical, it is hard for them to gain wisdom, right? It's hard for them to learn from their experience. A star? Yeah, sure.
Just a little update right now about how my weekend's going. My ex-girlfriend who broke
Delusioner in her mind, exactly. This guy's kind of low, but I kind of wanted to react to this, right? This guy's talking about his relationship, right, or ex, and I thought it was a good, I thought it was a good video to react to. It's kind of low, so I'm sorry. You know, sometimes the volumes on TikToks are not as consistent as I wish them to be. Let me
Just a little update right now about how my weekend's going. My ex-girlfriend who broke up with me, she has been hanging around my family because my family still loves her. We've dated for...
The audacity of your family. The audacity of your family. They're not your family. I'm going to tell you why I wanted to react to this video is that I wanted to establish what kind of brotherhood, right? What kind of brotherhood, what kind of family I'm creating, right? In these chats, I will never disrespect my chat like this. Right? I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm telling you this for sure. Right? That is not your family. That is not your family. She broke up with you and your family is still hanging around her. That's not your family.
2 years and they're still good. And she's been just visiting over.
Oh shit. I didn't even notice the bearskin. Yo, Evil Eddie, you know this shit. I didn't even notice the bearskin.
Brian, it's cool. You know, I'm not like, I don't hate her or anything. I wasn't mad at her. Then today, she comes over, then goes and eats with my friends at a restaurant. And my boys were gonna sleep over tonight. But then at the restaurant, they were telling her all bad things like I've said and stuff, and just kind of like, what do you say, like putting me under the bus a lot. And even though she's my ex-girlfriend, like, it doesn't really matter, I guess you could say, but it did, and I wasn't there, so they were just talking.
So your brothers, your boys, were snitching on you, were saying crap about you to your ex-girlfriend. Your brothers, your boys are hanging out with your ex who dumped you. Right? Who dumped you. And now your family's hanging out with her. Your friends are hanging out with her. Your friends are saying shit about, like, are snitching on you. This is the problem, right? My brother, please come here. Because those are not your brothers. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. How can you dare call yourself a friend when you are hanging with the fucking enemy? She fucking broke his heart and you are hanging around with that bitch? You are not friends. You are not a friend. I do not condone that. That is disrespectful. Absolutely, utterly disrespectful. I'm telling you this right now. I will never condone that shit, right? With my brothers, with my friends, with my family, nah. True friends don't snitch. True friends do not hang with a fucking enemy. I'm sorry. She broke your heart. I'm not saying that they will disrespect her, but you don't fucking hang with someone that broke the heart of your friend. You don't do that. You do not do that. Right? I don't care, right? There's rules. There's rules to this brotherhood. There's rules to this family. There's rules to this family. You don't do that. And this is why men's content is so important. Because you will learn this shit. Those are not your friends, and this is not your family.
Talking crap about me the whole time. And then they come back, and we're having a fire tonight, and I'm just in the room with Mom. She comes in, she has to talk. I was like, fine. Go in the bathroom, and all she starts swearing at me and stuff. And then she walks out, and then I go to Mom, and I'm just distraught. I didn't know what to do, and then I walk out to the living room, and all of them start yelling at me. They all turn.
Seriously? They all yelled at you? These are not fucking good people. Wayne, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's late over there, so thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night, my brother. Have a good night. Please check out the next live later, my brother. Evil Eddie, that is crazy. That's not a friend, right? I'm good. I'm glad you stand on boundaries. I'm glad you stand on your boundaries. Do not let these people poison your life. Do not let them.
Her side called me an asshole, called me all these names, saying I'm just a jerk the whole relationship, which isn't true. And then they all went bowling together, my ex and all my friends. And so I broke down, I'll be honest with you. I broke down, my mom helped me, and now I'm at my grandma's, staying the night. And I don't think I can be in this city anymore. I think it's time for me to move on. I don't have my friends here anymore. I'm not trying to, say all the word, I don't know. But they are not my friends anymore, I'll say that.
Good.
I can't be friends with people who do that to me. And, yeah. I don't know, that's it. It's a little update right now about...
This is a thing where I'm telling you guys, right? if you guys have a hard time, have a hard day, one of the things why I wanted to do this live, right? One of the things why I wanted to do these lives is that, please know, right? I'm a guy that's over on the other screen, right? I get it. I'm not like right next to you guys. I'm not like, a physical friend, but still, I still believe I'm a friend, right? I still view you all as friends. I still view you all as friends, right? And here's the thing, right? You know what? One thing that I'm going to do this, right? I want to do this, right? And I should have done this a while ago, but since there's so many of my regulars here, I'm gonna tell you my name is Dan. Dan. That's how much I believe you. That's how much I see you guys as friends. You guys can call me DA. You can call me Dan. First name basis, my brothers, because I do love you guys. If you guys ever need support, ever need an ear to listen to, I'm here. I'm here for it. Because we have too many people. Us as men live in a world where no one wants to listen to us. No one cares what's going on in our lives. Sadly, we are surrounded by people who don't give a shit about us. So even though I'm not there with you guys, okay? But I can tell you this. You guys can always, yes, Dan, that's the thing. I tell you my name because I do care. I do care about you guys. I do. Because if you guys ever needed an ear to listen, right? An ear, someone to talk to, I'm here. I'm sorry that I can't be with you guys where you guys are, but know this, I create these lives every week because I want to check in with you guys. I want you guys to check in with me. I'm here every week. Every week, okay? You will see my fucking Asian ass face every week because I care. I'm here to check in with you guys. All right? You guys want to talk about something? You guys want to deal about something? I love learning about you guys, right? Evil Eddie, going on his retreat to his cottage, right? Artie, having eye difficulties. I love, knowing a red door, right? I love you. I love these shit, right? Okay, I love it. AJ, huh? That's awesome. That is awesome. I love it. But that's the thing where Wayne. Okay. I love it. And that's the thing where I love building a community, right? I don't look to be big, right? I'm not looking to be like a big YouTuber. I don't give a shit. This is a fun hobby. This is a fun hobby for me. James, I love this. This here, right here, this is the fucking brotherhood. This is the, even Red Door, right? This is the family that I want to create, right? This is the family. This is the connection. I want you guys to know that if you guys are going through shit, I'm here with you guys. I'm here with you guys. Because again, at the end of the day, all of us, we live in a world where we seem like no one cares about us, right? A lot of us are single. A lot of us live alone. Not all of us, which is fine, but you may still feel alone, right? You may still feel alone. So that is why, right? That is why I want to create this community where you're not completely alone, right? I love you guys. I do.